Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Captain's Chat. My name is Joe Delagrave. I'm one of the captains here at USA Wheelchair Rugby. And today I'm joined by Ray Hennagir, who's a 3-5 for USAWR, and super excited for our talk today about all things rugby and some of his basketball career and military experience. And just excited to chat with him. And again, we're kind of winding down. It's August 7th. There's about 2 more days of the Giving Games. Just wanted to shout that out really quick. Giving-games.com, giving-games.com. And you can also text Giving Games, all capital letters, to 243-725, 243-725 over to the Giving Game. So thank you guys all so much for your support. Thank you for donating and helping us out as we are on a road to Tokyo 2021 now. So super excited about that. I know for me, I'm excited about getting back on the court and working out, and can't wait to see my teammates again. But for now, and through this time, it's been fun to be able to chat with everyone. And so we'll add Ray here and chat it up with him. What up, man?
How you doing?
Not too bad. How about you?
Doing pretty good.
What's going on in the house? Is it quiet? Is it loud? Where's everyone at?
Right now it's quiet. People tend to sleep in a little bit later in here. They like to stay up late, play a lot of video games too. So,
You've got a full house. I've got a full house. Like, I don't know whose kids are acting up more. Like, tell me about your house situation. I got my 3 kids, and we have our niece right now, and then of course April. But who you guys? You got a big house. We're just talking about it. Who's all in the house right now?
All right. So right now, in the house we have me. I got 3 roommates that I play basketball with, which would be Alex, who also we play rugby with in Texas. And then I got another guy named James Ross. We call him Flash. I play basketball with him. And then another guy, Zach, who I play basketball with as well. And so, yeah. And I got my little brother that lives here as well that I take care of. So,
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's a big house. It's a lot of testosterone going on, but
yeah, you got a bunch of kids in your house. We just got a bunch of man kids.
Yeah, you do. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, dude, like, how has the last now it's like we haven't been back together since March 15th, I think, is the day that we all flew back home from our camp in March, and now it's already August 7th, which is just crazy. How you been with everything?
It's been a long, difficult time. Like, I don't know, like, I miss everybody. I miss being coming out to the camps, miss going to competitions, miss being in my chair and just pushing with you guys. It's been recently though, like, me and my roommates, we've been able to get out and push in our ball chairs, so that's been nice. But
yeah,
it's just it's a long waiting game. It takes a lot, and I just can't wait for it all to be over and be back. Like, that first camp back together is just going to be amazing, just to like get back in and see everybody again. And man, I can't wait to get on the court too. That's going to be fun.
I'm excited to get on the court, but I'm also nervous because everyone knows that I've got this big vein that's like in my forehead that pops out when I get mad, and I feel like it's going to be a curve of like getting, like, anytime you get back into playing, you're like a little rusty. And this is the longest break I've had in like 12 years of playing on the national team. I feel like the rugby is going to be a little awful right away, and I might crack. But no, I'm excited too. I'm excited to I'm excited to like eat lunch with everyone too, and like break bread and like just hang out. Yeah,
the in-between times are definitely going to be like catching up of everybody, what's going on over these past months and everything. Like, oh man, there's so much to talk about.
Play some werewolves, play some Secret Hitler, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm always the drunk though, so you never know who I am.
No, usually what you do is when we play werewolf, and it's this game of like, it's like a social deduction game, but like you usually play God during it. You're like, hey, I'm just gonna sit back and watch. And exactly, Alex.
Uh,
Well, and you're like, oh, this guy's doing this, or like you'll start playing with people, start messing with people's minds. It's
yeah. It's fun to sit back and narrate that game. It's a lot more like to know what everything is going on. It's a fun game.
do you think this time, like, has it been harder physically or mentally for this whole like COVID thing and yeah.
Definitely mentally. The mental struggle is like just being home. So I like moving around a lot.
Yeah.
And so since I got out of the military, I think I've lived in like 5 different states.
Right.
And I don't like staying in one place too long. And this is like forced. You're gonna sit at home for what has this been like 6 months now? It feels like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's killing me. Like I need to get out of home. I actually like took a little road trip a couple months back just to go help out a buddy and just to get out of the house and came back, had to like quarantine for 14 days and that wasn't fun at all. But
Yeah.
now it's like now I'm back to being able to at least like go out and do my normal things like grocery shopping and just going out to the parks and stuff to shoot some hoops. But it's the mental part has been a lot harder than the physical part. Like since we like after all this happened, I was able to go out and I bought like a complete gym for my garage. So like the physical part was easy to keep up with, but the mental part is really hard.
Yeah. No, I'm 100% with you, because then and right away I was like, well, why am I feeling this way? But then you're like, all right, you're taking away the normal like travel that you have. Kelly English says, hey, what up, Ray? And yeah, and so and then you pull that out, the normal like travel and breaks for me, at least from like my life here and then my life at rugby, and then take away all the competitions, take away all like the structure of like having things set up, and then you're like,
Mhm.
what's going on here? And man, and I think we're probably not alone in that, but it's crazy. But I think too, there's an opportunity for growth and for learning. Have you had any of that during this time? Have you like, wow, I've learned for me, I've learned to like be a little bit more patient because and then like the self-awareness of, hey, I might need to go take a walk by myself, or I might need a break for a second. But what about you?
Oh, most definitely. I know I learned a lot about hanging out with like the guys I've been living with for a while. Those breaks were kind of like key to like helping us all get along. We got to get a break from each other and then come back and we weren't spending that much time together. So we've all learned how to like get along as a house and learned like our little cues of like, okay, well, this guy's really not in the mood to deal with nobody today. So we're just gonna give him his space and let him relax and then we're just gonna go about our days and like just kind of it works that way. And then I mean
Right.
that's all off court. On court, I mean, has been a big thing too. Like I know we haven't been able to get on court to like actually play or anything, but like we've been doing our kind of like weekly meetings, and then we've done a couple line meetings and getting into those chats with you guys and like having our little conversations about what goes on the court and ways that we can help and improve our games. That's like there's been learning on both sides, which has been nice.
Yeah, for sure. And like that part of it too, I think helps get the juices flowing and helps like, man, this is exciting. You're like, all right, I need this here. Joe, you need to do this, whatever. Like, I'm like, all right, that kind of amps me up to like go train, and it makes it kind of real again. And like, all right, we're gonna do this. Yeah, it's that part has been pretty neat. But let's pivot here for a second. Like, you're one of our, I think, on the team right now. Are you our only veteran on the team?
Yeah, I think right now I'm the only veteran.
Yeah, because otherwise it was Kevin Hamilton. He was a veteran of like graduated middle school when he was on the team. But no, I'm just kidding. So
Love him.
tell me about like your military history and why'd you enroll in the first place, and just a little bit of what you did.
Wow. Okay. So military history. Why I joined, honestly, it was kind of like a weird situation. I always wanted to kind of be in the military from
Okay.
a young age. When I was really young, I was born on Fort Bragg. And I actually watched a Blue Angels show like really early, and I always wanted to be a pilot, like until like oh man, until I was like 7 or 8 years old, and at that time, I was actually living, with an aunt and uncle who had adopted me,
Yeah.
And I had kind of switched gears, and I was always like taking everything apart in the house and putting it back together. I used to get in trouble for it a lot because I would end up breaking a lot of things doing that. And then so
Learn
I
by
started
learn
getting
by going. Yeah.
yeah, so I started getting into like working with my hands and building and stuff. So I went to like building trades, and I kind of like dropped the whole military thing, and I wanted to be in the union. And while I was in high school, I got a call from a recruiter. It was kind of a funny story because the first time he called me, I literally I hung up on him. He called me, and the phone conversation literally was just like, "Hey, this is Sergeant such and such from the Marine Corps." Nope, and then like hung up on him. Didn't even let him finish his sentence, and
Yeah.
then he calling, and it was his persistence. Finally, like after like the fourth time, he didn't even like start with like Sergeant such and such with the Marine Corps. He was like, "Look, like just let me talk." And I was like, "Well, yeah, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is."
Okay. Yeah.
Just let me talk before you hang up. Just let me talk. And then like he talked to me, and he pulled his recruiter like sweetness, and I mean it sounded great, and it was sounding like everything I wanted. So I went ahead and signed up. It aggravated my parents at the time because they wanted me to go into the Navy,
They were right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
and so I ended up going into the Marine Corps. I loved it. It was a great experience. Taught me a lot. Helped me to pretty much grow up out of being like the immature little kid that I was into a more mature adult, and take more responsibility for my own actions. And then went on 2 combat deployments. The second one stepped on an IED, and ended up here.
Okay. So that's a lot. That was a lot right there. That was like,
Yeah, kind of like fast tracked at the end. Like
yeah, you fast back there really quick. Tell me, okay, so you stepped on an ID. What was that day like? Like, what were you doing? What was your job at that point at time? And like, what was going on?
so my job in the Marine Corps, I was actually a combat engineer, which went in with what I was doing on the civilian side.
Military like myself, like that can mean so many different things.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain that right now. So a combat engineer, like it kind of went with what I was doing on the civilian side. Like I was trying to be a union carpenter in Jersey, and I was told like combat engineer, they have a side of that field that's called construction utilities, and it's literally being a construction worker just in the Marine Corps. And I I was like, all right, that sounds awesome. Like I get to do what I want to do, and I get to do it in the Marine Corps now. And
Yeah.
then so I went in to do that. Well, they ended up getting put into the division, which in division as an engineer, we focus on a different aspect of the job, which is demolition, mine clearing, like urban breaching, like clearing houses, like pretty much doing grunt work, then with a little bit of explosives tied in.
Okay.
And so I like, okay, this is neat. Like I got to learn how to blow things up a lot, like learn about explosives and all that stuff, which was fun. And it was I don't know, that's basically what my job was finding we did a lot of finding weapons caches too. So we would go around with our minesweepers, and we would find weapons that the insurgents would bury underground, and we would find them, take them, and destroy them so that they couldn't be used against us. Like that's basically what my job was. And then so I signed up for that, not knowing like the full aspect of my job. It's one of the like most complex jobs in the Marine Corps because it encompasses like so much. But there's like depending on where you go, it depends on like what you do as an engineer.
Yeah. Yeah. So that day you're doing your job and you're sweeping, you're doing the mine sweeping thing. And
Well, we were cache sweeping at this point. We weren't really mine sweeping. We were out looking for weapons. We had searched along this. We were searching along a canal because it was one of our prime areas that we would find weapons. Because they hide them in places that's easy for them to find them.
Yep.
And we would we were searching this one canal, and we were supposed to go back and search the other side of it that night. And uh, while we were waiting for our second patrol, another patrol had come in, and they were telling us how they had found a building that had a bunch of that had handcuffs in it, a bunch of like spent casings and all this, and they wanted us to go check it out because they figured we might be able to find something there. And we did. We ended up finding an IED by one of the front doors of the. There was a couple houses there. We found an IED by one of the front doors, so we called in the group that's supposed to take care of that, which is Explosive Ordnance Disposal, EOD. And while we were waiting for them to come, we found a second IED, told them about that. And then while waiting for them to take care of the second IED, we found another IED, and that was the one that I actually stepped on. And that, like, it was crazy. Like, I was in and out at that time. I woke up, called for a doc because I could tell, like, I tried to stand up, but I couldn't move.
Yeah.
So I called for a doc. They came in, and they found me, started working on me. The doc's name was actually it was Anthony Chanel. He kept me alive for miss you too, Angel. But they kept me alive for 45 minutes on the ground, got me airlifted, and then pretty much after that, I don't really remember much. I woke up 24 hours later on a flight to Germany.
Crazy. It's cool to hear the story, and like you've told me part of it before, but even for listeners to hear it, because in our community, I feel like when you're a 3-5 in wheelchair rugby, people look at you as not very disabled, but what happened to you and like what is like way more traumatic than me falling. I broke my neck, and yeah, I'm crippled, but it's crazy, and the aftermath of it. So like you're in Germany, and then you ended up going. Did you go to Walter Reed?
Yeah, I after Germany, I actually went to Bethesda. So all right, when I got injured, this was back in 2007. Walter Reed was actually in Washington D.C. at like 6900 Georgia Avenue.
Okay,
so it was in D.C. proper.
Yep.
And they had another hospital that wasn't far, that was in Bethesda, Maryland, and it was National Naval Medical Center. So being a Marine, I came in and they took me to Bethesda, which was National Naval first. And I did all my major surgeries there. Like, they closed up all my wounds, redid all my myodesis in my legs, and they fixed up my whole arm. And then they were able to save it because I was supposed to lose my left arm. Hold on. All the way up to about here.
Wow.
They were able to save it
due to surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's wow.
So they saved that arm, and then once they had me stable enough, which it's actually kind of a crazy story because I got blown up 2 months before I was supposed to come home, and at that time I was one of like the worst cases they had seen.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, this is pretty bad. Like, we don't know. And when I got there, they're like, so do you have any goals? And I was like, well, my first goal, I want to be back in North Carolina. Like, I want to go there, and I want to be there when my platoon comes back from Iraq. Like, I don't want to be up here in this hospital and have them have to come up here and visit me. Like, I want to be down there and see them when they get back. Like, I basically wanted to be there as my platoon came back. So we were kind of like coming back together.
Yeah.
And, so they were kind of like, that's a long shot. Like, the doctors were telling me that, like, this is probably not going to happen. Like,
bro, come on.
You don't understand how messed up you actually are.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care. Like, do whatever you have to do. And like, it was intense. Like, I was in and out of surgery pretty much every other day. I went through like, I don't know. So in like the 2 months, so in 60 days, I went through like 50 surgeries almost. And yeah, it was really intense. And, but needless to say, I made it to where, like, just before, like a week before my platoon was scheduled to come home, I got the clearance to go ahead and go.
Yeah.
So it was really neat. Like, 2 months later, I was able to be there. I was there when my platoon came off the bus and like got back into Camp Lejeune for the first time from being in Iraq. So it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
And I was really happy to do that. But then after I left there is when I went to Walter Reed for the first time. And then Walter Reed was more like, at that time, it was more just for prosthetic care for the Marines because we had Bethesda to do like the major surgeries. And then it was so all the soldiers that would get messed up would come and they would go straight to Walter Reed. But I went to Bethesda for 2 months, then went to Walter Reed. And then it was kind of crazy because right after I retired, they merged the two hospitals. Like literally, like I retired and then 3 months later, Walter Reed was no more, and they changed Bethesda from National Naval to Walter Reed National Military Medical Hospital.
Yep. And I've been there a couple times, and I remember you telling me about this, and it's like, dude, it's completely different than what it used to be. Like,
yeah, it's way different than what it used to be when I was there.
Dude, thanks for telling the story. I mean, it's crazy and crazy, just with them being able to save your arm. And then like going through all of that, losing your legs, figuring out life, obviously that's a lot. I want to get more into the story, but I want to take a pause because we've been doing you've been digging deep with me here, which is awesome. And of course, CJ, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for your service. I got a question to ask you for this next deal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lee is always like, what's going to win grizzly bear over silverback? But man, I've got a new one.
Oh,
I've got grizzly versus Siberian tiger.
what's the stats? Tiger.
Siberian tiger. What's the stats?
Yeah.
I gotta find some stats. Hold on. Let me do some in-game research here.
I mean, I'll say initial is going to say I'm gonna have to go with the bear just because I think size is going to be a huge factor in this one.
Okay. If I ask Google, can a tiger kill a bear? The Siberian tiger is a far better hunter, and the tiger is going to be more technical than the grizzly as well. Let me see what else we got for stats here. Tiger. Let's see. Far better hunter. So the tiger has canine teeth and are longer and thicker, but the grizzly bear is slightly heavier, longer, and taller. Let me see if I can get some stats up in here. Let's see. This is a good one though.
This might be an interesting conversation.
I think so. My man said, "What's the stats?" I know. He's like, "Hey, give me that." Just hold on a second. Someone help me out in the comments. Who's got the stats?
Where's Lee at when you need him?
Let's see. I know.
I wonder if anybody's ever asked Lee about the tiger.
Lee's having a bowl of cereal right now. So. Dang it! Why didn't I have any? Oh, there we go.
Compare.
There we go. I got some stats for you. I got some stats. Okay. All right, I got some stats. Okay. All right. So the grizzly bear can weigh 340 kilograms, and then he can get about 7 feet 8 inches. And the shoulder height is around 3 feet 5 inches to 4 feet. The Siberian tiger can weigh up to 305 kilograms, so he can be pretty big. And then a length of 7 feet 4 inches with the shoulder height from 3 feet to about 3 feet 3 inches. So
it's kind of, they're not that far off.
No, you think Siberian tiger is going to be smaller, and it's just yeah.
It's a lot bigger than I'm expecting. I don't know. This might be. You know what? Hunting skills. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Team Tiger for now.
I'm going Team Tiger, bro. Because like,
I'm gonna go Team Tiger for now.
Here's what the grizzly bear normally preys on. He preys on moose, deer, sheep, maybe some small bison. Obviously, they like fish and birds and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what the Siberian tiger preys on over in Siberia? Brown and black bear. That bro is just trained.
Oh, yeah, I'm giving it to this side. I'm done. I want
Okay.
it's gonna be it's gonna be hard to convince me to go with Team Bear now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's Hunts Bears. Like the Bear Grizzlies done.
That's going Team Tiger.
Yeah, Chad, you're right.
Mason, what do you got? Oh, G's got the Tiger. Tiger. We got anyone for the Bear.
Anybody for the Bear.
Lee would go Bear. Adam's on Tiger too. Adam's on Tiger. Everyone Tiger. Mandy, we got to get you on the show. Message me. We got to get Mandy on the show. Mandy's yeah. She plays for the Possums out in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I think we've got Team Tiger. It's just like if you practice with the brown and the black bears, and then the other guys practice.
At that point, you're like going UFC. You're just practicing with the lightweights. Now you're just going to go to the heavyweight now. You know.
Caldwell's got Tiger. I think honestly, I feel like we accomplished something here today.
I think
Shelby. No, the Bear. No. See, that's what. Oh, CJ's going underdog. I like the underdog aspect, but I think the Bears like. I don't know. Like he's not going to be an underdog. I think he's going to be like he's going to run out of steam. Yeah.
I think the hunting ability of the Tiger takes it in the end. It's just
that's what I'm talking about, Kathleen. Hey, have your people, Mandy, talk to my people or Mandy's people's people, and then we'll be good to go. Hold on, Shelby. I know you got a new Vesco wheelchair. Shout out to Vesco. I love those guys. Thank you for your sponsorship. Really appreciate it. VescoChairs.com at Vesco Wheelchairs on Instagram. That was perfect. Thank you, Shelby. But Shelby, come on, dude. Like the bear don't stand a chance.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Here's what we got. And we're used to like, Gumby has this, hey, how far does this guy pass? 1 out of 5. All right. So force for these guys. The force for the Bear is a 4. The force for a Tiger is a 5. Technique is actually even. It's 5 and 5. They both have good technique, which I would think. I mean, the Grizzly knows how to kill a lot of different things, but like a deer or a moose is not a Siberian tiger. Like he's a different animal.
Yeah, he's going to be fighting back.
Intelligence. They're going to give the edge to the Tiger. 4.
I think the Tiger might be smarter than the Bear.
They're both endangered, so that's endangered versus endangered crime right there. So I don't know if they should even be fighting, but maybe if I don't. Yeah,
this could be an idea for like a good little like claymation show.
That's perfect. A cartoon. There, a Christmas special. The type. The Bear can live to 25. The Tiger can live to 18. So at what age are we fighting these two at? I think that's important to know too. Are they?
I think you'd have to figure out what age would be their prime, like
prime versus prime.
Okay.
Yeah. Prime versus prime. Yeah. Tiger going to jump on out a tree.
They both can climb trees though. So I mean,
Shelby, that's not. You can't. Shelby, that's not. That's not good.
Yeah, we're giving him effort.
Bear's effort could be extreme. I don't know. No. Kevin, no. Kevin, you have so much.
Hammy
time. We're not talking about the Chicago Wheelchair Rugby Bears, dude. I know the Wheelchair Rugby Bears coming at you strong, but come on.
Oh man.
Yeah. We'll have to revisit this. And I'm really excited to ask Lee about this.
Lee would be a great one to ask.
He's going to have some kind of like out the box type of stuff.
I wonder if Lee would go Team Bear or Team Tiger. Who do you think Lee would go?
I think he usually just goes team piss everybody off, so he's probably going Bear on this. That's probably what I'm thinking. Yeah. All right, man, that's good. I like that. I like that. Most people going Bear. Most people going Tiger. We got a couple taking the underdog. Shelby likes the Bears' effort. Come on, Shelby. Come on, man. But I see Shelby out there losing some weight. pushing strong. So that's really cool to see, man. That's really awesome.
Good.
All right, hey, let's get back on track here. So we were talking about Bears always lose. That one's Silverback versus. Ooh, yes, I like that. We can go next level on this.
Oh,
If we go, we should have a camp thing where we go like March Madness animals.
I'm saying like the whole claymation, maybe not claymation, we can do cartoon, whatever. Like I don't know, I could pay somebody on Fiverr and we can have somebody do this.
That would be sick. What if we do like 1 through 64? Like who's the play-in game? Is it like the ferret versus the weasel? Like who's that 16th seed right there getting in?
Because the honey badger lions won't even mess with a honey badger. Come on now.
No, I mean, yeah.
Honey badger.
We're back. I like that, man. And we're not talking about any tiger. We're talking about the Siberian tiger. That's all they practice is on bears. Bye-bye. All right. So we talked about your injury, what happened, what you were doing in the military. And I kind of want to like start wrapping around where you got into adaptive sports. So you grew up big fan of hockey, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're fortunately you're a Philadelphia Flyers fan.
No.
Show everyone your giant poster. Oh, you got the bobble too, man. Who is that? Yeah,
my favorite players, Danny Briere.
Okay.
But yeah, my big old that's for you, Josh B.
Yeah, Josh B. You know, Josh B. likes the Phillies, the Flyers.
Yeah,
the Eagles.
I even have like I didn't even show you this one, but I got like put this right there.
Yep, that's nice right there.
Got it all over the place.
Awesome. Kath. Oh man. Hey, Adam, calm her down. Hey, you don't have to put the money sign. We know what you're saying, Kathleen. The potty mouth.
Hey.
Unbelievable. Hey, all right. So was hockey the first sport you got into then when you were for adaptive sports, or like what'd you
basketball. No, actually basketball was the first sport that I got into. I had a rec therapist when I got to Walter Reed. It was like a week or two of my stay in there. I had a rec therapist keep coming to me. Tiffany was her name. Like I love her. If it wasn't for her, like I wouldn't be where I am today. But she kept bugging the crap out of me. It like for 2 months, just, hey, you should come try wheelchair basketball. You should come try wheelchair basketball. Come try wheelchair basketball. No, do you really need to come try wheelchair basketball? And at the time, I was using a power chair. I didn't even think I could push a chair.
Because that left arm still just mangled, like it was healing.
Yeah, it was still fresh. Like it was still like so this end of my fingers were still like hypersensitive. So like just barely touching them like hurt.
Yeah.
And she keeps telling me like, no, you need to come try wheelchair basketball. You would love it. And I was like, you're crazy, lady. Like I can't even push a chair and you want me to go play basketball. Like, am I going to be able to play in my power chair? She's like, no, you're going to have to get in a basketball chair. And I was like, I can't even push one and you want me to go play? She's like, no, you just need to come try it. Trust me, just come try it. And then like after 2 months, I finally was like, you know what, forget it. Just to get her to shut up, I'm going to go try it. And I went and I got out of my power chair and I got into a basketball chair and I started pushing it around and like, which surprised me at first. I was like, oh wow, I can actually like push a chair. It's kind of neat. And I started playing and like fell in love with it like instantly. Like, but back then, to be honest, really what we were playing more rugby than basketball. Like, we were more crashing into each other and just like banging around in chairs. So like that, I enjoyed it. It was great. And then shortly after that, I had another buddy who like I met in the rehab room, and he was a huge like Capitals fan, and I would always give him crap. Like he'd come in with wearing Capitals stuff, and I would just like, oh, why would you like the Capitals? Like nobody likes them. Like, and then he's like, wait, what do you mean? And like he found out I was a huge Flyers fan, and then like he's like, dude, you should come play hockey. Like I'm trying to start this hockey team up, and so I started playing. Like I was like, all right, yeah, I'll try it, and like it was real difficult because you actually have to like hold both hands. Like you
Yeah.
have to hold two sticks. And because I don't have any fingers, where's my camera? On
There,
this hand, like holding the stick was really hard. So I had to like tape the crap out of my hand and
after your thumb and yeah.
yeah, it would blister the crap out of my hand playing, but like it was hockey, so I loved it. I was like, I don't care. Like I'll deal with it. I played for like 2 or 3 years. I won a national championship my final year playing, and after that, I was kind of just like, you know what? I got a championship. I'm tired of getting my hands messed up every time I go and play. So I like hung up the sticks and I stopped playing hockey and I focused more on basketball. Um, and I mean, I can caveat that all the way to rugby, if
Rugby.
you.
Well, like I will take the fast track on it. I think it's a fascinating thing, and throughout adaptive sports like hockey, basketball, and then rugby, and it's like I always like to touch on this with everyone, but like when you first got into basketball chair and then hockey and then playing basketball more, like what was so important for you to have that? Like why was it important to you? Why did you need to have that in your life? And like what was the reasoning behind it?
Well, I mean, I'm a consummate competitor, so I thrive for competition. I'm always striving to like do better than like doesn't matter what it is. Like anything I do, I'm trying to do better than somebody else. Like
Yeah.
even if they don't know it, like I constantly push myself to like be better than somebody else. And like sports isn't like I don't know, for me, it's always been like it's fun, I guess. It's a driving factor for me to like have fun.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's physically demanding and like you're out there just pushing and having fun with people and like building friendships and building bonds that like will last forever.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Um, I think it's just it's so important because like when you get on the U.S. team, like you don't really think about the rehabilitative part anymore. Like obviously, like we have fun. There's a journey where there's a lot of like hanging out with if you've never been to Japan with Ray, then you need to go to Ray. There's a lot of fun there.
England was pretty fun too. England was pretty fun too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they just finally came out with the Smoky in the U.S. You can
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. I think I'm gonna stay away from it.
Yeah, let's stay away from it.
Space.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I guess what I'm getting at there is like, man, like that part of it is just so important. It still is, even when you're playing for gold medals and trying to be the best and wearing the USA jersey. Through that journey and then being able to transfer from basketball to rugby, when you first started playing rugby, how was that? Was it like, wow, it's kind of like hockey on wheels, or like what? Like, were you instantly in love? Like, this is kind of they're too crippled. Like, what was your initial thought?
When I first started, okay, so I'm gonna take you back to like the very first time I ever played rugby, which was actually in like 2012 or 2011.
Okay.
And I was told that I wouldn't class in, but back then, when I first got there, I did have that type of like, wow, these guys are like really crippled.
Yeah.
And like I was like, damn, like I'm gonna like with like my basketball mentality, I was just like, man, I'm gonna dog these guys. It's gonna be bad. And then I like got in the chair and I started playing. I'm like, dude, these guys are killing me. Like this isn't cool. And I was like, this is like, but it totally like took me back. And I was like, wow, like, all right, so don't never judge a book by a cover, like because even like guys that I thought like I would totally destroy, but like even this was way back then. Like I was like, they're I couldn't move, I couldn't go anywhere, and like it was killing me. I was like, there's no way. How are these guys this good? And then I got told that I wouldn't be able to class in. And I was like, oh well. I mean, it was fun. I loved it. It was like I loved the contact, and I was like, well, that sucks. Like this is
Right.
horrible. And then fast forward to like 8 years later, and I get Coach Gumby coming up to me at UTA saying like, hey, dude, like you can make it into our sport. I don't know who told you that. Whoever told you that lied. And I was like,
Yeah.
right, really? And he's like, yeah, like come try it. And I was like, okay, fine. I was like, if you say I can make it, I'll do it. And so I came out and I tried it, and the contact part of it is like I love it. It's if I mean, yeah, it is kind of like hockey in that aspect. So like we get it's like you get to check beat, like we don't get to hit body though, which is hockey is more body on body, but the chair on chair contact is I think is better.
We're not supposed to hit body, but
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
yeah,
But like the chair on chair contacts, I think make for better hits. Like the
yeah,
sound of the chair on chair, and then you see like I'm as far as I go, like I'm very top heavy. So if I get hit good, I'm gonna go flying, and it creates for I think a great little scene.
pretty easy to be top heavy when most of your legs are missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get classed in, you make the U.S. team, you start playing. Like, what was it like for you to put the jersey on for the first time?
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
Very nerve-wracking. I was very nervous. The one thing I had noticed making that first year on the team too is like one of my like favorite expressions for it was like I was pretty much told like thrown in with the sharks and told to swim. And when
yeah,
we that first competition was in Lakeshore, and like kind of had a little bit of a like, all right, this shouldn't be too tough. Like I played against our guys and I did decent. Like I wasn't the worst player in the world, but I did pretty decent, held my own. And
yeah.
then we got up into that first like day of like competing against guys from other countries, and I had a big head on my shoulders, I'm not gonna lie. And then like it was very humbling real quick to like get out there and like see that these guys aren't no joke, and like yeah, I can like hold my own against my guys, but like I've never played against these other guys from these other countries, and like I don't know, like the learning experience was definitely like a humbling experience, and but it was definitely like to sit there and hear the national anthem and like stand in line with you, well, sit in line with you guys, and just be there to represent the country was just an amazing feeling again. Like it's always great to sit there and hold my hand on my chest and hear that anthem every time, like no matter where we're at.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Hey, as we're getting wrapped up here with this episode, what's been like your biggest tip that you can give to guys that are trying to make a team or get better in their sport or in rugby? What do you think is the biggest tip that you can give someone?
Uh, don't be afraid to ask questions.
I like that. I like that. Yes.
Yeah, this is a big one. I know it's one of the things like that held me back for a while, and I'm still like working on it. I'm very, very introverted personality, so like asking a question sometimes doesn't seem like, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want to seem stupid or anything like that. But you're just letting other people know that you're thirsting for that knowledge and you want to get better. So don't ever be afraid to ask any questions.
Yep. Yep. No, I think it's with rugby, there's so many different things you can go and ask and do and whatever. And for me, like I love talking about rugby, but then if I'm like, oh, Ray, we should get you better by like, this and this, and it could be complete nonsense because I never asked like, well, what do you want to know? Or so like, I think it's important for people to reach out and say, okay, like you said, you ask the question and then you can go into specifics about what you're thinking. And I'm not just like talking about a bunch of stuff that you don't even care about or want to know. So, yeah, that's great advice. That's perfect, man.
Mhm.
What?
You also flip side that by saying that like ask questions, but also don't be afraid to listen, like hear what, even if you don't want to, like you said, if it's something that you don't think you want to hear, like it may still be good stuff.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, that's true.
be what's the word? Be receptive to everything that
Yeah,
anybody has to say.
yeah. Um, how do you think you've been in the basketball community, the hockey community, the rugby community? What do you think this adaptive community can do better to support each other?
Honestly, I'm gonna take
We got some rapid fire wrap up coming. Rapid fire wrap up. Let's go. All right.
I would say the biggest thing would be to be. I'm going to use our community as an example. When for playing basketball and I mean hockey's been a long time, so I can't really go back to those memories. But when playing basketball, it's really competitive. Like so, everybody wants to be the best, which is not a bad thing. But it seems like it gets to the point to where people want to be the best at the expense of others instead of trying to instead of raising other people up and raising the bar across the board. They're like, well, I'd rather just get better myself. And forget the other guy. Like as long as I'm doing good, I don't care. And in the rugby community, it seems like I've seen a lot more of people want to they don't care. Like if it's getting you better, it's good for you, and that's what they care about. They care about bettering a lot more than just yourself, and that's what I like. I think if more communities could be more like the rugby community is, where we're more a family. I feel in the rugby community than in the basketball community, and I feel like that part could, if that extended across the board, it would definitely help.
I love that. That's so good. Pretty much summing that up is you don't need to put yourself down or put other people down or try to step on other people and put them down to raise yourself up. That's not success. That's just being an asshole. Like that's what that is. So yeah, I completely agree. All right. Rapid fire wrap up. Oh, wait. First one. First question. Last question. And then rapid fire wrap up. Favorite moment in wheelchair rugby on club ball and on USA.
So I'd say club ball would have to be for right now because I mean I haven't been playing long, so but club ball would have to be the demo derby that I went to last year. The only demo derby it's the only demo derby I've ever gone to, and it was the first time that I seen any type of international competition. Period, and we actually won that tournament, and I felt it was great. It was the first time that I was the number one on a team and was able to lead that team to a victory, and it was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. And USA.
Oh man, I would have to say Tokyo.
I was gonna be like, you're lying if you don't say Tokyo.
In general, just Tokyo. Like Shibuya was awesome. Like the whole Tokyo experience was great.
The whole Tokyo experience. Yeah, we got to be roommates. That was a lot of fun. And playing cards and doing other stuff, and it was good. It was good for sure. All right, rapid fire wrap up. Here we go. Ray, what's your favorite post game snack?
I like the shakes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What about pregame? Do you eat pregame?
Not a big eater pregame. If I did though, I would try to stay on the lighter side. Like maybe just like a little peanut butter on bread, maybe not even jelly.
Chad's getting pissed because I said something about roommates. What's your favorite food to eat?
Favorite food to eat? Spicy. That doesn't really matter. Like I like spicy burgers. Like the spicier the better.
Okay. If you're stranded on an island, what two things do you got with you?
Two things on an island: PlayStation and internet. The internet is part of the PlayStation.
The gamer is awesome. All right. Who's your favorite music artist?
Right now, kind of Joyner Lucas.
He says eat something. Okay, Joyner Lucas. Okay. When are you a dancer? When you dance, what do you look like? What you look like when you dance?
Like an idiot.
Like an idiot. Yeah. There's only been one person I've interviewed that says like I'm a good dancer. Dirty apparently is a very good dancer, which we need to ask him to dance.
I'll call him out on that.
Hey, are you a Jordan or LeBron?
I'm gonna go with Jordan just because nobody's done what he's done.
Team Jordan, all the way. What's something you could eat for a week straight?
Tuna fish.
Tuna fish, like good tuna fish or out of the can?
I don't care.
Okay. If you had a boat, what would you call it?
The SS Minnow. just to be funny.
Yeah. What's your favorite board game?
My favorite board game? Oh man. I like Risk.
Oh, okay. Man,
Yeah,
forever. We need to bring that back to
I have it.
yeah, for sure. I thought you were gonna say Settlers.
Celebrity play it though.
Yeah.
Celebrity. Oh man, I was actually thinking about this. I don't really know. Ah, I'll come up with somebody. Ask me a couple questions. I'll come up with somebody.
All right. Favorite beverage?
Body Armor.
Okay. If you live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Japan.
Favorite movie?
The Crow.
What is it called?
The Crow.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Older movie, but it's so good.
All right. To wrap it up, who are you crushing on?
I get. We'll go to Nicki Minaj for now. Why not?
Oh, okay. All right. Nicki Minaj. Awesome. Well, Ray, hey, thanks so much for being on. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being vulnerable with us. We got a new animal versus animal, I think, with the silverback and the Siberian tiger. That's going to be fun. We just took the bear out of the equation, which is going to piss Lee off even more, which is awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on. Real quick, everyone, giving-games.com. There's 2 more days left. 2 more days to enter sweepstakes as well. Text Giving Games, all capitals, 243-725. Ray, thanks so much for being on, dude. Appreciate it. Great day. Hey, we'll see everyone back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Thanks, guys.